Let's just begin by saying welcome, 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 everybody. It is the 4th of January, 2018. I am Michael Watson, and with my cohort, Karen Hand. Hi, Karen.
Hi there. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We're all celebrating. I brought bubbly for the party.
Excellent. we need to have some of that. That's a great idea. Yeah. So you've been down here in Key West enjoying Florida sunshine and
loved it, and wish I were still in Florida. So I brought pictures. I will have a revolving background of Florida shot.
Okay. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Now at all.
And now we have your beautiful face.
Well, thank you very much. You're very kind.
Well, so why don't we
I have thoughts about myself, but I'll leave that up to you. But my thoughts are probably greater than yours could ever be. You know why? Because if you appreciate you, the world will treat you the way you treat yourself.
There you go. There you go.
Right on. Hey, Michael.
Hi. That's good to see you, Tom. And by the way, we just are just literally opening the show, so we're welcoming everybody for World Hypnotism Day. And it's especially cool that we've got you with us for this first half hour, because I have never heard the story, by the way, and I understand that you have something to do with this thing called World Hypnotism Day being named World Hypnotism.
Is that a slight introduction, or are you just naive?
No, I really am that naive, honest to God. So I mean, I know about it, but I really didn't know what the story was behind it or how it came to be. So we'd love for you to tell us how that happened.
All right. Well, let's make this very, very, very clear. And I can understand why misconceptions, misperceptions, just like in life, happen, right? Well, here's what happened. It's the 14th, I believe, World Hypnotism Day. And back when the original happened, here's what happened and why it prompted WHD. There was a forum online, which 14 years ago was not like it is now, of the NGH having a forum of people asking questions. And if you're an NGH member, you get answers. And Robert Dunscombe, who's just such a wonderful man, was hosting it. And he was the guy managing it. Now, see, I got to go backward. In order to understand why World Hypnotism Day happened, you got to understand my background. I'm a triple-decker kid from Boston area, like like Good Will Hunting, Matt Damon, that movie. Yeah. We're talking not low income. I mean, thank God we got by another week, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Bar rooms, the whole bit, like Boston area, triple-deckers, that whole bit. And my old man, my father, was such where he was known where if he said it, it happened. And that's all there was to it. And he taught me that. But here was my mistake, or our professional advantage. I was reading a post from a woman online at the NGH forum, and she said, or she wrote, the NGH is great. They help you in many ways. But you would think they would get you clients. I bit my tongue. I shut my mouth. I wanted to say, fuck, you know, all this stuff. When I leaned back, I typed, wouldn't it be great if there was a day like the Great American Smokeout for hypnotism?
Yeah.
Where we don't rely on an organization or a person, and we come together and we tell the world what we're about.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Now, doesn't that make more sense, right?
A lot more.
But meanwhile, in my head, I'm thinking, like, why would you even type that? So, but that's okay. That's why there's the 2% or the 1%. There are those of us, and those of us here now, who make shit happen.
Yeah.
Not, you know, it'd be great if things happen.
If somebody else would do them.
Right.
So I actually thank that woman. I don't know who the hell she is. I thank her. I actually thank her because she brought something up inside of me, which is divine guidance for sure. This is divine guidance, guys. Because as Ralph Benko said, and Ralph Benko, if you don't know him, he's a guy who's been behind some of the biggest organizations in government. But he's an NGH member. And when he sent me emails, I thought, this is the most intelligent, most unbelievable, eloquent language I've ever read. And when he met me, he praised me for World Hypnotism Day because it's a mass movement. And anyone who's here now, I am humbled by, because guess what? It's an idea.
Yeah.
But ideas followed with action become great things.
Mm-hmm.
Karen, thank you for nodding your head. We all can do this shit.
Yes.
Sure.
But here's the beauty. We don't do anything alone.
Right.
So here's what happened. Can I lay it out now?
Sure.
Because I don't want to just talk and talk and talk and talk, right? And stop me whenever you need to. Like I say to my clients, look, I know that was abrupt, but if I need to, I will interrupt you for your benefit. Is that okay? And they go, yes. I go, good, I'm in. I got you.
Right.
You got me. Anytime, Karen, you need, or Michael, anytime you need to interrupt and abruptly interrupt me, do it.
All right.
All right, so 2005? Was it 5? Was it 3? 2003? I actually forget the date. What happened was I was on the very old, at that time, which you can imagine, forum that the NGH put up with Jeremy J. Bashand, was the very first, I believe, because it was that far back, forum for people to just, NGH members to promote and talk and discuss. Excuse me. The wonderful man, Robert Dunscombe, was the monitor or moderator. So I went online one day and I read this. Ready? I said it earlier. The NGH is great, but they should get you clients. And they should get you clients? Really? Are you shitting me? Karen, look up. Put your phone down. Put your phone down.
No, I'm trying to help somebody get back on. She turned her video off. I'm helping. I'm listening. I hear.
Well, then we can appreciate what Karen's doing. So,
bringing you a larger.
Now hearing this, I'm thinking the way I grew up, the way Michael, thank you for that backdrop. The way my dad used to say was, you make it happen. And my word was everything. Everything. So when I typed, what if we all got together and made this an event that brought people together like Great American Spoke Out, like I said previously. And all of a sudden, you can imagine, Michael, right?
Yeah.
Everyone else listening. The freaking responses were crazy. I had actually people who I admire and watch in 1999 when I got certified. I was watching their video cassettes and they were like, holy shit, why didn't we think of this?
Yeah, yeah.
So I contacted Dwight Damon. I said, here's my thought, here's my idea. He said, it's fantastic. And I too don't understand why we didn't come up with it. We can't do it, but we'll support it. And I went.
And why couldn't they do it?
Well, you know what? We're talking about not another organization, but another refocus of attention, energy, and resources to something they didn't know at all. It was just a thought I had. It was something I typed, right? So, again, my dad should be thanked for frickin' World Hypnotism Day because he said, if you say it, you do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, sorry. Like, shit, man, I have to make this happen. How am I going to make it happen? Now, my mentor is also Eldridge Jr. You all know this name. Here's a guy who I didn't know at the time as much as I know him now, of course, 14 years later, who had no high school diploma and got a master's degree in education from Harvard. I said, I want to know that guy.
Sure.
So at midnight in December something, 16, 17, he and I, he's in Florida, I'm in Mass. At the time I was in Massachusetts. I'm now in southern New Hampshire. And Sean Brookhouse in England, my great mate who's the principal of the National College of Hypnosis and Psychotherapy, where I've taught a lot, we're on the phone. And we're thinking, okay, we heard about this thing you posted. How do we make it an event? We really thought and perpetuated and said, there's no way we can make this happen in, well, we didn't say this. Actually, what happened was we thought, how long will it take to make this happen? And usually it's 6 months, 8 months, what? Like, we want to do it before the 1st of January.
Mm-hmm.
What? I go, what are you, mental? Are you out of your mind? Because we were talking in November. I said, how about this? And here's why. Now, not many people know this at all. Oh, by the way, this is not a frickin' NGH event. This is a Tom Nicoli trademark paid for. My tech guy does all the work. I fund everything event. Mm-hmm. But the NGH was the driving force that brought this into everything that it is. Because it's all the NGH members I know from around the world, the NGH itself, the main office that promoted it before anybody knew about it, only because I'm an NGH member, right?
But Tom,
right,
let me interrupt you for 1 second. Let me just
Yeah, go ahead. Because I will talk forever, as you know.
But I want to say, and I want to point out to you that your original idea that this would be non-organizational.
No, not at all. It's everybody.
Yes. That is, and this has come to fruition with this meeting right now, because this is actually
exactly
a virtual IACT group.
Yeah.
I'm with NGH, I'm with IACT, I certify for NGH, Michael certifies for IACT, but we come together.
Oh, by the way, I had all those certifications too. I just don't promote them as much.
But what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter who you are associated with, we are all hypnotists. And
Amen. Amen.
And we all have to work together as non-denominational hypnotists to really further this profession and stop fighting amongst each other and start working together.
All right, Karen, now you're going too far, but your original point is absolute. Absolute. You see, here's the deal. Now, I'll bring it back to the point.
Yes.
Where when I had done this, and still to this day, Elsa Melders is my mentor. And then here's what happened. Let's go back to what happened. Ready? So I came up with this thought. It's on a forum. It's online. And now, guys, remember, folks, ladies and gentlemen, remember, this is way freaking before today. This is like 14 years ago online. This is when forums were big. Like, oh, my God, people can come together in a forum.
Sure.
And this is where it happened. Now, I'm like, how does this happen? All of a sudden, I'm here. And when I grew up, if you said something, it was going to happen. So then you sat back going, how do I do it? And that's what I did. I'm going, but this wasn't street stuff. This was, how am I going to do this? Now, God blessed my life, where I got privileged to be able to be prominently enough known in my profession, because of all the things I've done and the things that have come to me for whatever reason or reasons, where people in other countries know me. So the next few days, I contacted people in other countries to become leads of World Hypnotism Day in their country. They're like, what the hell is World Hypnotism Day? They go, I'm going to tell you later. Do you want to be the lead? But here in America, where it began, after Elsa and Sean Brookhouse and I talked, we then contacted Georgina Cannon in Canada, and Lisa Halpin, because Lisa makes shit happen. So does Georgina. Now, Georgina, I heard a story once, and I never talked to her about this. She was involved with like the M&Ms back when in marketing, and she was in marketing and all that. All I know is she's a wonderful freaking person, and I want wonderful people on my team. Like, I used to manage dental laboratories. I looked for great people and got them to do what they need to do, not great technicians who are shit people. So Georgina and Lisa were great people. Added them onto the team. Now we're building. Now we're growing. The first year, people in 22 countries hosted low-cost or no-cost events promoting World Hypnotism Day.
Nice.
Since 14 years ago,
Yeah.
over 50 mayors, lieutenant governors, and governors have proclaimed January 4th World Hypnotism Day. Now, I get recognized, and I should, of course, as the originator, the creator, the guy who made this shit happen. But guess what? I'm the guy who had a thought.
Yeah.
My thought got perpetuated and activated and manifested because of Elsa Madrigal, Sean Brickhouse, the NGH, then all the people that followed, and went to Scott Sandlin and HypnoThoughts, Richard Nongard, my buddy, and all these other people. And Craig Eubanks, holy shit, Craig Eubanks, he was the guy who was on it. He was like, if you folks don't get it, you're out. And then the ones who jumped on it, they realized they were getting more press releases, more acknowledgement, more media because of this event. So it's not me, it's everyone who has joined in and has promoted it and made it happen.
Well, it was promoted as an official holiday today on one of the big ones in Chicago because they were running down a list because the reporter is a personal friend of mine and she's seen all of my posts. And so when she was talking about today is this day and that day and World Hypnotism Day.
Oh, Karen, let me interrupt you. Ready? I forget how many years ago it was. It was a bunch. Like I keep in mind years and chunks of time, my eye accident. So that was 6 years ago in about 3 weeks. So it must have been about 8 years ago. Somebody messaged me and said, fuck, big letters. Craig Ferguson just mentioned World Hypnotism Day on his monologue on the Late Late Show. It was on ESPN and it was on Fox News. Like, here's the thing, folks. And this is the beauty. And I love this part. Even those who are cynical, even those who don't jump on, even those who don't do anything and say it's a bunch of shit, guess what? I mean, those in our profession or those in holistic modalities, they benefit anyway. So my na is I still made or helped make you better through all the people who have come along, like you guys who are doing what you're doing. This ain't about me. This is one very powerful idea that would never happen without all the people involved.
So Tom, I have a question for you.
All right, I'll stop. I'm sorry, Michael. I can go on a roll. I know.
Oh, no, we love it. We love it. We're thrilled to have you share whatever it is that you can share with us. When we first started putting this together, I realized that there was a question of. I have no idea what your original intention was, but I realized that there were two choices. One of them was to put together a program to educate the public about hypnosis. Another one was to put together a program that would gather hypnotists in order to sort of celebrate our profession. And I think we managed to balance that out pretty nicely. I hope that we did. And I'm wondering, really, when you first thought of it, what did you intend for it to do in the first place?
Well, thank you for that. Truly, because here's the real basis and foundation of it all, which is the answer to that question. And I said this in the beginning. And it's difficult sometimes. And I say this to even my son, who's now 26, and I say, remember when the house looked like this and it looks like this? I don't take before and after pictures. I don't have the before and after picture. The whole idea was, and it's not gender related, but it was a woman who posted, wouldn't it be great if our organization, which on the NGH forum, got clients for us? And I thought, wouldn't it be great if we as a whole promoted our profession? So I thank whoever that woman was, and she probably don't even know frickin' who she is if she ever hears this. But thank you to her, because it prompted me to get motivated, to prompt other people to go, shit, this is the thing we should do. And that's really what it's all about. And thankfully, gratefully, whatever, I'm just the guy. And oh, by the way, now so you all understand, everybody involved should be recognized as much as I. Though, dot, 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 I have trademarked it, paid for it. My tech guy, who, as Ralph Benko said, if Tom Nicoli put as much time and effort with his tech guy into World Hypnotism Day as another project, he'd be a freaking millionaire. Whatever. I feel great in my heart. I feel great as a person, as a professional, as one of us, to be able to do what has happened, to become what this is. Because guess what? I have not put much energy into it lately, but the freaking momentum is obviously happening. So thank you, Michael. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, everybody.
Sure, Tom.
So let me ask you a different question, an entirely different question off the subject. We only have a couple of minutes, but you obviously also, Tom, made personal use of hypnosis, because you have.
You shouldn't be.
In the last couple of years, you have had a boatload of things happen to you.
Hell yeah.
Shut down anybody. I don't know if all of you on the call know, but was it 2 years ago you lost your eye?
Oh. Can you see that?
In a freak accident.
Can you see that?
And put a glass through his eyeball.
That's a freaking eye.
It didn't stop him. Nothing stops him.
Karen, can I say this right now? Thank you. But guess what? Yeah. Actually, it was at the end of this month, January, 6 years ago. I just tripped at home. I got a 16-track studio. I'm a musician too, here in my house. And I just tripped and fell, and boom, this freaking glass. I had a wine glass. The stem went through my eardrums into my brain. The second operation they didn't do, which was like minutes before they prepped me, they were going to do it. They went, no, we're not going to, was my brain. I didn't think too much about it. I just thought, oh, okay, so I'm not going to do that. All right, I'm fine. It took a lot. It took a lot to get to the point where I could function again. But my attitude is, who am I to help people and say things if I don't apply them? So I applied the techniques. I applied the processes. I applied the mindset and thought, so it's a fucking eye. I'm sorry. It's an eye. I mean, whatever. Then about, it was 3 years later, I got Bell's palsy. The left side of my face collapsed. You can see it now as I'm talking, right? My left arm couldn't lift. I'm like, oh, shit, what's going on? Here's my statement now. The stumbles on my path have allowed me to soar higher so I can continue to inspire. If you don't walk your talk, then shut up. Yeah, Michael, you heard that, right?
I heard it.
If you don't walk your talk, shut up. You're just a mouthpiece. You're not the evidence of the proof of what we do. Yeah. Amen.
Well said. Amen.
There you go. Amen.
All right.
Thank you for letting me be on.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Who could possibly be a better opener for this? There
are a lot of people, but considering the fact that I created it, yeah, good opener. But there are so many freaking wonderful people who I love and adore in our profession. And guess what?
Yeah.
I look for the people that aren't known.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Michael, you know, Karen, you know, you walk into a class at any convention, any seminar, and you know the name. You know, it's a name person. And you go, holy shit.
Right.
See, the people that I respect the most, you don't even know. People I follow the most, you've never heard of.
That's right.
Because they don't care.
Yeah.
Now, my recognition happened not because I promoted it and made it happen. I mean, when you're on Dateline NBC, all of a sudden people go, the fuck was that? I'm sorry. What was that guy? That was on Dateline NBC, and I became, ooh, this guy, Funny of the Month. But I'll tell you what, Tony Robbins became recognized, known, but there are people doing what all these people do who create great outcomes that you'll never know because they don't care. But here's the greatest part I'll leave you with. You may be that person. Don't look for the fame. Look for the results. Help humanity in your heart, in your wallet, and your life will be fulfilled.
I love that.
Share what you know.
I really appreciate that, Tom. And and just to tell you, you're touching one of my soft spots here, because every once in a while, and I understand that there's certainly the business of doing hypnosis. So so I get it. I get it, I guess. But I came here from a different direction. I got into hypnosis by coming out of the priesthood, and I have a whole different orientation about what it is that I'm up
Well,
to.
let's look at it, Michael. Like, tell these people, like, priesthood, I didn't know this, right?
Yeah.
Isn't prayer meditation or self-hypnosis, like asking a higher being, higher power, higher part, whatever the frick you want to call it, it's something not you.
Sure. Well, and what it was,
Something not you.
and I was doing guided meditative processes with people, and I didn't know it had anything to do with hypnosis until a client pointed it out to me one day. But that's not the point. The point that I'm trying to make is that on discussion groups and things, from time to time, I see a lot of practitioners that are just real hot shots, and they'll get into a discussion about whether they've ever done any work for anybody without getting paid for it, and they'll get really violent about it, like I would never do anything for free, and somehow or another.
Whoa. Stop right there. What the fuck is that? I'm sorry. Whoa. Stop, Michael. What is that? I will never do anything for free.
That's what I hear them say. And
who? No. Who? What are you talking about?
I'm not going to name any names, but they're
no. I want names. No, that's not where I'm going.
They are
but
in our community.
I mean, come on, guys. Are you kidding me? Here, let me tell you this, Michael. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm not sorry in a way, right?
Go ahead.
I say this a lot, and I've done many seminars, workshops, and trainings, right? I have probably done more free sessions in a year than you got paid for.
Yeah.
Why? Because my results, and if you don't get results, you won't get paid. People pay for results. They don't pay for services of product. They buy a widget. If the freaking thing doesn't scrape the wax off the window, they don't buy it again. Mm-hmm. But if it does, they'll buy it. Results are what people buy.
Sure, absolutely.
And then if you get results, you can go do this. Mm-hmm. And when I do this, guess what? Holy shit, that makes me do this better.
Well, and Tom, I wonder if you've seen this, because there's a woman I know named Margot Adair. She's in San Francisco. She wrote a lovely book about 30 years ago now called Working Inside Out. She never took a hypnosis class. She never took a lesson from anybody. She just did great work in the world. And one of the things that I really got clear about watching Margot was that there are folks that we know that will get all of the training that you can possibly get, but they don't have a spirit of service. They really aren't interested in making a difference in people's lives. They're interested in having a job, and they're not going to get results. There are people, on the other hand, who have
what you just said is true.
Little to no training.
Your intention is the key.
That's exactly
right.
You
get certified to make money. You won't.
Yeah.
I tried it.
Yeah.
If you service yourself to help humanity, your money will flow.
You bet. You bet. I'm with you there, brother.
Right on.
All right. Well, it's lovely talking with you.
Thanks for coming up with this idea. We'd love to have you hang as long as you'd like to.
Yeah, so feel free to hang out.
We've got all sorts of wonderful
All right. Wait. So if I leave my camera on and I like go pee or whatever and I come back, I'm still on?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are awesome.
Yeah,
I should grab a guitar too.
We are going, Tom, we are gonna mute your microphone, but you can always unmute it yourself just by clicking that down in the bottom left-hand corner if there's something that you need to say.
I may leave, but here's what I want to say before I leave. Thank you so much. Not only because you promote World Hypnotism Day, but World Hypnotism Day may be the spark that makes you promote the profession. And not all people are doing what you're doing. You're doing something that takes action, takes commitment.
That's right.
Thank you. Because other than what you're doing, my shit idea would be a shit idea.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having the idea and getting behind it.
Bye, baby.
And I do want to tell you that we do have a lot of cool people who are going to pop in and out tonight. Melissa Roth is joining us, and Michael DeShalit, Patricia Scott, Jess Marion, Jason Lynette.
How cool are they?
Nicholas, Andrea Wood, Michael and I are going to be talking. So,
well, Karen, let me tell you what. When they all come on, I like them all. Make sure you protect my name.
Hey,
Tom, you know that I love you. I've loved you for a long time. So.
You know, here's what's great about technology. We get to do this.
Yeah.
Here's what's worse.
Right.
I can't hug you right now.
Well, I get 2 in August then.
Right on.
All right.
Hey, Tom,
3.
Before you go, Tom.
Hey, Michael, you too.
Thanks a lot. But how can people get in touch with you, Tom?
Go to Tom. Just email me at Tom Nicoli, NICOLI.com. No, I'm sorry, at gmail.com. My hypnosis website is prosperusa.com. A better you.
Okay.
My coaching, which I'm getting more into coaching using all the processes of mastervisionary.com. And if you want to get my free report with Tesla and Einstein and all the shit that will change your life, mastervisionary.com/free report. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. I love you. I'm going to go out there and do something. I might play more music. Then I'll come back and check in again.
Good.
And if you see me up here, I don't know how this works. I'll be available for questions.
Thanks, Tom.
See you later.
Love you all.
I love you too. And it's time.